Great, how are you?
Man, another day, another dollar.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Net, right?
Absolutely. So how was your drive down here today?
It was great. Not too bad. Traffic was good.
Did you get in a boat or did you drive?
I drove.
No boats with the water receding?
No, it wasn't too bad.
Well, good. Hey, well, it's the first of the month, so I wanted to reach out to you and touch base with you on helping you with some of the things you're doing really well, and also some of the areas that we can work together as a team. Do you have a few minutes to kind of go over this?
Absolutely.
Great. So let me start off by talking about what you feel you're doing well this month.
Okay.
So what do you feel you're doing well?
I think my next is doing really good. I've been really trying to do my digital life. I didn't get one last month, but I've been getting managers involved. So I think that I'm on the cusp and I'm doing all the right things. My numbers are pretty good. I'm second in the store, so I think I'm doing all right.
You're doing amazing, and the bigger picture is how you're doing in the market. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. You're doing successful. I want to touch on a couple of things. The first one, I want to thank you for your AT&T Next. You're actually at 36.4% right now on Next. That's one of the top in Central Texas. You're amongst the top of your peers. The elite of the elite, as they call that, right? So last month we talked about some of the things that helped you with that process. I just want to kind of tweak those. I don't want to change or reinvent the wheel since you're doing so successful on that. Would you mind giving me 2 or 3 things that you did last month that got you that 96%?
The biggest thing I do is with customers that don't understand it, I take out the mobile share calculator, show them the difference there, and also go into just in detail. If they don't understand it out there, if I'm showing them something vague, I'll write it down for them as well.
Okay. How often would you say you do that? You gotta make a guess.
I really do it every time I get any objection. If somebody's like on the fence about it, or they don't know about it, or they want to know more, I do it every time.
Okay. And what's some of the sort of objections you usually get for that?
I'm on unlimited right now, so I know what I have to have, or I don't want to spend more money a month, that kind of thing. I'll show them the comparisons.
Okay. And when you do that, what are your typical replies that you give them when they say, hey, I'm on a limited plan?
Well, what I do is I say, the unlimited plan is a great plan. Let me show you what you're paying now and how it compares to what you could be paying.
Outstanding. And you use that visual aid, right? The mobile share calculator, MFC calculator?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go to that first, and if they don't understand it, then I write it down as well.
Okay. And if you had to make a guess, let's say you assist, 5 or 6 customers a day, would you say that's about right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And if you're at 94%, you're pretty much getting 5 out of 6 of those to sign up for the AT&T Next, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So the mobile share value, how do you tie that Next back to the mobile share value?
Well, I just talk about the monthly savings that they get, the $25 or the $15, what plan they're on, and just kind of show them that, hey, you're going to pay this regardless, whether it's going to be towards your phone or it's going to be towards your plan. And if you're paying it towards your plan, who's getting that money? What benefit is for you?
So you're consistent, you're using the MST tool, and you're also comparing the monetary benefits for that, right?
Absolutely.
So the things you did last month that got you 96%?
Right.
So do you think you'd be able to commit to those things for this month in your My Success Plan?
Absolutely.
Okay. So 96%, awesome. Your best in class is about 94% before that. So what do you feel you'd be able to commit to for the month of June?
I don't see why I couldn't 96%.
Okay. So 96%, you were at 96.4 last month. So what incentives would be around you being able to get 98%? How does that benefit you if you were to increase it by almost 1.5%? What do you think that would help you with?
Well, it would drive up my ranking.
Right. For what else?
That's really the only thing I can see that would benefit me.
So customers who get Next, typically, right, they usually have a better one to recommend because they have a device. They also have a little more money to spend in their pocket, right? So you think that maybe can help your accessory numbers?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, which ultimately is part of your ranking as well, right?
Correct.
So would you be able to commit to 98% to help you with your accessories and your one to recommend?
Absolutely.
Okay. And we've already talked about the 2 or 3 actions in regards to that. Do you have any questions about that? All right, so the timeline for that is what we'll do is we'll follow up with Dan 10. And my commitment to you is to have 2 full observations on you between now and the end of June. And then sometime around the 17th, we'll follow back up and look at your plan and help you with that process. But in the meantime, I ask that if you have anything, reach out to myself or one of the team leads. Does that sound good?
I can do that.
All right. And you also mentioned there were a couple areas of opportunity for you based upon last month's performance. And that typically happens. Unfortunately, we offer so many different products But I know you recapped that one of those was on my AT&T. Would you mind telling me kind of, what are some of the areas you feel are helping you or hurting you with the positioning my AT&T to your customers?
The positioning part, I don't think is the problem. I think I do a very good job of giving them one or two benefits for the app. I think it's me remembering to have them go into it and showing them from there.
Okay. I think that's something that we all struggle with. As a leader, one of my things to do is I have to get out there and help you with it, right?
Right.
When you get those objections, it's not typically that by what you're telling me, it's more consistency. So what could I do to help you with be more consistent on positioning my AT&T to your customers?
It's really on me. I don't know I don't really know what you could do. I think it's maybe a daily reminder, maybe something I can put somewhere that reminds me every time.
Okay. So I think that's a good idea. You can maybe set what I would think you'd probably be able to do, based upon what you're telling me, is some type of reminder, is to go into your iPad. You have the notes section. You're familiar with that in your iPad. Setting some type of personal checklist to be able to check off when you've accomplished some of those operational duties, right?
That's a good idea.
So kind of like, what are some of the things you would set up on a person's phone before they left?
Right. Definitely their App Store access, whether it's Android or an iPhone. Their contacts, make sure the mobile transfers over, make sure they know how to use the mobile transfer in case they need it. Usually mobile backup, MVP, and my AT&T falls there too.
There you go. The last thing is my AT&T. Okay. So based upon you doing that and being more consistent with that, you were currently about 62% in my AT&T last month. Your best in class was roughly about 58 before that, so you are making some improvement. I appreciate it, you appreciate it, and those customers are going to come back and see you for the sales transaction, right? So what would you say you'd be able to commit to the month of June for my AT&T?
I want to be over 80%.
Okay.
And I think it's very doable. I just have to be consistent with it.
Absolutely, and I think with you giving your action item and your personal commitment of using that checklist throughout that process, that's going to help you. And keep in mind that I'm here to help you with that process and the team leads. So just like with the AT&T Next, I'll follow back up with you in a couple weeks, because if that's not working, I want to help you with that, because we don't want to do circles, right?
Right.
Okay, well, great. And the last thing that we spoke about was what? What was the last thing that we said? What was the area of opportunity?
Digital.
Right. So one of the first things that we usually get from that is, man, customer doesn't want it. Customer doesn't want it, right? So I just kind of want to ask you this. If I said digital life, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah,
If you said digital life was first thing, demoing.
Okay. And I appreciate you being honest about that, because that's something as a leader I struggle with, is also looking at that from the standpoint of how often are we demonstrating, right? So I want to kind of talk to you about that and see what actions we can do. So when you're demonstrating, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. What are some of the things you actually demonstrate to your customers based upon previous interactions last month?
Well, one of the great things I demonstrate is I actually have the product, so I show it to them on my phone, what they can do, how it looks, and then I'll take them to the ball and show them the tactical things, the things they can do with their hands on the door and stuff like that. That's basically my demo.
Okay. And when you demonstrate that, what is your common objections that you get from your customers?
Usually it's not really an objection. It's hey, that's neat. Or, it's really cool. Let me talk to my husband, or something like that. It's not really an objection. It's just not an agreement.
So if you had to make a guess, you said you have 5 or 6 customers today.
Right.
Out of those 5 or 6 customers, how often are you asking for the sale after that?
Maybe once.
Right.
I kind of gauge it based on their excitement around the product.
Right. And that excitement is influential, right? So it's based on both of y'all together. So would you say, are you familiar with baseball?
Yes.
Okay. So getting a 300 batting score is pretty good, right? Right. And you look at some of the top, baseball. You can look at Lou Gehrig, right? Amazing baseball player, right? To what was he, like a 270 or lifetime hit or something like that? So his biggest thing is when he got to bat, what did he do every single time?
Swung.
Right. So, and I try to use that as an analogy for you and I. As a leader, I'm here to help you. The main thing to do is we've got to make sure we're positioned at each and every time. So if you can commit to me to position and demonstrating, that's the key, right? Because you already told me you talked to your team, and I know you do because you got it at your house. You have a big opportunity because I don't have it at my house, right?
Right.
So what would say your commitment is to demonstrating 2 key features with your customers who qualify for Digital Life.
I can do that.
Okay? Let's see, last month you didn't have a Digital Life sale. The month before that you had 1. You have a 2 Digital Life goal each month. So right now, like I said, we just started out this month. So what do you feel your commitment can be for Digital Life between now and the end of June?
Well, I've gotten a lot better at my demoing, so I know I can get 2.
And you get 2, outstanding. So your commitments are demonstrating consistently, demonstrating 2 individual features based on your own live Digital Life, and then tying it back to the actual wall. And by doing that, you're going to move from 0 potentially to 2 Digital Lives by the end of the month.
Yes.
Okay. What do you need from me to help you with this process?
Just follow up.
Follow up? Okay.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, I can definitely commit to that, and I appreciate you taking a moment. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and enter these my sequence plan together, and we'll type it in. And then if you wouldn't mind just sending me an email with your takeaways, and then if there's anything else I can do, like I said, in a couple of weeks, we'll follow back up and see if there's anything I can do or the team is going to help you with that process.
Okay.
All right? Do you have any other questions?
That's great.
All right. Thanks, Tam.
Appreciate it.